Thank you, Senator Cardin. Let me close up here. Ambassador Richard, at the end of the last year, we passed legislation that I and Senator Rich sponsored, the Trans-Sahara Counterterrorism Partnership Program Act, which calls for the administration to develop a counterterrorism strategy for the region. Can we get your commitment to submit this strategy in a timely fashion if you are confirmed, upon your confirmation?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. I have a series of letters in support of Ambassador Richard from colleagues, and I ask unanimous consent to include them in the record without objection, so ordered. And then finally, Ambassador Lascaris, over the last 10 years, U.S. security assistance to Chad significantly outpaced U.S. support for democracy and good governance and contributed, in my view, to the militarization of the former Deby regime. Even after the 2021 coup, the administration continued to pursue a security assistance relationship with Chad. As I noted in a March 18th letter to Assistant Secretary of State for Africa, Molly Fee, I have serious concerns about this approach. I believe there needs to be a comprehensive plan that includes robust support for good governance and strengthening institutions. Military juntas responsible for seizing power through unconstitutional means should not, from my view, benefit from U.S. security assistance. This committee has jurisdiction over security assistance. So I want to ask you, do you believe that we should be advocating for a pause on security assistance until a new civilian-led elected government is in place?
Senator, I think that when it comes to the deployments of Chadian troops into Mali, into the peacekeeping operation there, which we fund through our peacekeeping support activities, I think that is a high enough priority that we should continue that, obviously with great oversight to their conduct in the field. I do think, however, that the security assistance that could be used to repress internal political dissent, I think it's prudent to pause that and pending the outcome of the dialogue and hopefully the transition to a democratically elected government.
Now, let me ask, don't we need to move going forward, ensure that our relationship with Chad better balances defense, diplomacy, and development? I think it's heavy on the security side and incredibly light on the other. Are we willing to look away from the core? I mean, you know, these are about continental messages and global messages as well, right? At what point are we willing to pursue such a road without thinking about the consequences of a government that is there by force and by coup, not by the electorate of the will of the electorate?
Well, Senator, thank you for the question. By far, our largest line item assistance to Chad is humanitarian assistance, mainly food assistance. That's running about $90 million a year. Our second largest form of assistance in the last year has been COVID, about $17 million a year, including 500,000 vaccine doses. So our military assistance is actually a distant third in terms of the dollar value. But I agree with you that the narrative is out there that we've securitized the relationship. And if confirmed, one of the things I have to do is make sure that the actual data of our assistance is out there. At the same time, I do, with all respect, do think that our democracy and governance activities have been underfunded in Chad, particularly as this committee has made it clear that it values very much the movement towards democratic elections and the building of an unarmed political system. So if I think there is progress in the national dialogue, I expect my colleagues and I will come back and ask for an increase in our democracy and governance assistance programs in Chad.
Yeah, security assistance may be third in those categories, but one of the reasons we have as much humanitarian assistance is because of the instability that exists in the country and its governance in the country. So if the junta, led by Deby, fails to adhere to core transitional benchmarks articulated last year by the African Union, it'll be my hope that you, as a sitting ambassador speaking to the department, will be looking at visa bans and global Magnitsky sanctions where applicable, because at some point we just can't live on the aspiration that this is going to get better and we're going to continue to fuel these entities.
Yes, sir, I agree with you.
All right, this record will remain open to the close of business tomorrow for members' questions. I would urge